Welcome to Level by Level Analysis, a show where we take a look at a video game level and analyze its design in an attempt to find its understated meaning. With the review of the new Call of Duty that marks the return of many people's excitement for the franchise going back to its root with boot to the ground combat in World War II. I figure it is as good a time as any to go back and look at some of the game in this awesome over-the-top first-person shooter franchise. Now, I originally think about going back to Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2 level because those were regarded as some of the best level in this franchise. But then I thought maybe I should do World at War because that would fit the theme set forth by the World War II Call of Duty really well. Eventually I realized that if I'm going to do this, I have to do this right and feature my favorite level from my favorite Call of Duty so that hopefully my passion for this level would really come through in this video and maybe it will make some of you go back and check this level out. So without further ado, today we'll be taking a look at Vorkuta from Call of Duty Black Ops.
Where did Dragovich take you?
Vorkuta.
So here's the context for those who haven't played the original Black Ops. Vorkuta is the name of the second mission in Call of Duty Black Ops campaign. Like most of the mission in Black Ops, the player takes on the role of Alex Mason, a badass CIA operative and retired Marine Force recon captain.
Mr. President?
Agent Mason.
Great honor, Mr. President.
Since the mission takes place in the early part of the campaign, the narrative of this mission was presented through flashback sequence of Mason's memory.
A labor camp. Oh, a hellhole called Vorkuta.
Vorkuta takes place after the first mission of the game titled Operation 4D, where the Operation 4D squad was assigned to infiltrate Cuba and carry out the assassination of Fidel Castro.
Castro. We went in to kill Castro.
The squad believed to succeed in this mission by taking out a man who they believed to be Castro. The squad then attempt to make quick getaway with their escape plane. Unfortunately, the plane runway was blocked, so in order to escape, Mason jumped out of the plane and clear out the runway to save his squad.
Runway's clear. No choice, boys. Do what I signed up for. Got me fine. Just go. Get out of here.
Mason was then subdued. He later found out that Castro was in fact alive. Castro offered Mason to Nikita Dragovich as a gift.
You're dead. We killed you.
No. You killed a double. You think we didn't know of your plan?
We always know.
Do with him what you wish, General. He's my gift to you, in honor of our new relationship.
Dragovich transported Mason from Cuba to a Russian labor camp called Vorkuta, where he was locked up and experimented on. In this labor camp, Mason meets Viktor Reznov and both of them quickly become good friends. They plot an escape plan to break themselves out of Vorkuta. Now that we have set some context for this mission, let's get into the mission itself. The mission is awesome in so many ways. Firstly, the mission is super over the top with how Reznov outlined each step of the prison break.
Reznov.
Mason. Every journey begins with a single step.
This is step one. Now we take Vorkuta.
From step 1, securing the key, to step 2, ascend from the darkness, to step 3, rain fire, to step 4, unleash the horde, to step 5, skewer the winged beast, to step 6, wield the fist of iron, to step 7, raise hell, and to step 8, freedom. To accomplish all these steps, the player goes from a brawl with Reznov to stealing the key from a guard, to prison-wide uprising, to ascending with the elevator lift, to running headfirst into a tower raining bullet, to catapulting massive explosives to take out watchtower, to shooting down a helicopter with a harpoon gun, to breaking into an armory to get a minigun and wreak havoc with that minigun, to riding a motorcycle one-handed while using shotgun with another Terminator 2 style, to stealing a turret vehicle, and finally jumping onto a moving train to make a last-minute escape. This is as crazy as it gets with Call of Duty set pieces. The way Mason moved from one action to another, fulfilling all of Reznov's plan until the very end, is just super satisfying.
Your turn. Come on. Step 8, Reznov. Freedom. For you, Mason. Not for me. Reznov.
Interestingly to me, it is one of the few times in Call of Duty campaign where the context of the mission actually really feel like it is meaningful to me. Players are not merely moving Mason from one checkpoint to the next to beat the game, but rather the player presented with a clear goal of securing one's own freedom, which is much more easier to relate it to. And also more interestingly, the escalation of action Mason take over the course of this mission is also being represented through the level design of this level as well. The players start at rock bottom of the coal mine and work their way up the escalator, which bring them up to an upper area. After working their way through the raining gunfire from the tower, the player also work their way up another flight of stairs. Then Mason make his way up to the top of a radio building to slingshot explosive, then up another building to take out the helicopter with a harpoon gun. After that, you move up into a building and push your way up to the second floor of that building. Mason then slides his way into the armory room where he then unlocks the door and proceed to move up another flight of stairs and break into the armory to get his hand on the minigun. Only after getting his hand on the minigun does Mason drop down and descend to the lower area. This I believe was done by the developer to showcase the end of the Uprising escalation, because quickly after Mason dropped down, he got taken out by a tear gas. By using the level design to help tell the story, it really makes the ascending action of the Uprising much more impactful, even if the player are not fully aware of the utilization of the level design to help aid the storytelling. Not to mention, it is something really cool that I don't see a lot of in video games. The only example that comes to mind when it comes to the level design in such a way is the ascending design of the first level in Dishonored, which depicts Royal Protector Vorkuta working his way up to report the mission to his queen, and the descending design of Spec Ops The Line depicting the descending spiral of Captain Walker's insanity amidst the sand of Dubai. But still, my favorite part of this mission of course has to be Victor Reznov, which was voiced by super talented actor Gary Oldman.
Reznov, your men must know this is suicide.
Victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice, Mason. We Russians know this better than anyone.
Reznov's drive for freedom make him relatable to the player who want the same thing from Mason. He's willing to make the necessary sacrifice to achieve his goal, showcased by his decisive action to let his men get gunned down to serve his purpose. So in this way, Reznov put his end before his mean, which is a very Machiavellian approach to achieve his goal. And just from these brief moments with Reznov, you learn so much about his character, his goal, and what he's capable of and willing to do to achieve those goals. This is something that is incredibly important to establish in this campaign, because it helps justify the action he is taking and has taken, which will come into effect way later in the game.
We are brothers, Mason. We are the same. Dragovich, Krishmenko, Stein. All must die.
Another component of the mission I truly enjoy that many would have overlooked is the use of music to set the tones in this level. The music dynamically change and shift over the course of this mission to fit the action Mason is taking. This beautifully synergizes the escalation of Mason action in this mission with the escalation of the music. more fascinatingly is the use of soft Russian music to set a musical motif for Reznov characters. Now I want to say that I'm no music theorist, so I don't know the significance of utilizing the musical motif in such a way. But to me, the musical motif of playing this soft Russian-like music in every scene Reznov show up in this mission is an ingenious way to tie the music with the player idea of a character. You can hear this very lightly when Mason says Reznov is his friend at the start of this mission. Let's take a listen. Then you can hear it again in the middle of the mission when you're ascending on the lift with Reznov. And you can hear it one last time when you jump onto a moving train, parting way from Reznov. What convinced me that this musical motif is meant for Reznov is that you won't be hearing this musical motif for the rest of the game until this moment in the second to last mission of the game.
With my life. He and us are not so different. We are all soldiers without an army. We train for all. A battle. You will survive. You have. We are brothers, Mason. We are the same.
And then there's also this historical context, which I also find really interesting for this mission. The Vorkuta mission is actually loosely based on the real Vorkuta uprising that occurred in July of 1953 in Vorkuta Gulag coal mining labor camp. Unlike the game, however, the real uprising was considered to be a passive strike that lasted only about 2 weeks until it was put to a stop when troops were ordered to fire at the striker, resulting in the death of 42 to 66 people.